What up, Scoops? Dre here.
And I'm Alex.
This weekend was the release of the DC Warner Brothers superhero team-up film Justice League. We saw it last night.
Yes. We've been talking about it for a while, leading
Yeah.
up to it, doing our trailer reactions. So why don't you lead into it?
Oh, you want me to go?
Oh.
Oh, sure. No.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're not.
Was
Okay.
expected to go first, a little on the spot now.
You
but-
usually go first.
I know, but sure. It's
Okay.
Well, I know.
I should. I thought it was gonna be a back and forth conversation.
No, we are. It's just
Okay.
Justice League. Well, I didn't want to get into the dirt. You know what?
Okay.
How about
Okay.
this?
I'll go. Do you want me to go then?
You know, why don't you go?
Okay.
That way I can formulate my thoughts.
Okay, fine,
Before I just
fine.
start like punching this
Okay.
thing in the face. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm going now. It's my turn to
Okay.
talk. So, I was pleasantly surprised because, with our trailer reactions, I was like my expectations were pretty low. Sorry, DC fans. I know we're probably going to get some hate for this.
It's
but
fine.
I was pleasantly surprised. I thought I really liked the plot. I thought the characters were all really well done. Like, I liked how they did the little backstories on everyone. Aquaman, like, I know we were talking about how we thought he was going to be like super surfer bro, but I thought he was kind of like rockery.
Which, he wasn't as broy. He wasn't as
Now he wants to talk.
dude. Yeah, but he wasn't as dude as I thought he was gonna be.
Like, and I like that. And like what I was saying is, I think it kind of leads him up to set up for the Crow with that kind of rockery edge.
Because we talked about that last week. He's doing the Crow remake.
Right. So yeah, I really liked it. I thought, some of the CGI wasn't very good. It was like very like fake looking.
I was not sold on that cyborg CGI.
Yeah, I know. And I liked Cyborg. I liked his
character.
bitterness. Yes.
Yeah.
I liked his bitterness. We didn't know we knew he was gonna go good, but like they did a good job of being like, is he gonna be bad? for a little
Sure.
bit? So I liked his the dynamicness of his dynamicness.
That's a word, sure. Why not? Dynamicness. She liked his dynamicness
Yes.
between the rest of the members of the Justice League.
Exactly. So, yeah, but he didn't look human enough. It was all machine.
Yeah, except for like the left side of his face, it all looked like he was just painted over in like an animated film.
Yeah.
I'll start off with the stuff I did like. I did like the interactions between the main team. I liked Momoa's Aquaman. I wasn't sold on him at first. This movie sold me. I'm like, okay, all right. I see what they're doing with him, especially that scene where he's talking to Mira in Atlantis and underwater. You can see more of his angst, like where he's coming from. His oh, by the way, we're gonna hit that alert. Spoilers! Spoilers coming your way.
Yes.
But the scene where he's talking to Mira underwater and she's saying like how his mom left him behind and how he came back and everything. I get all that stuff.
He's just a troubled guy.
He's a troubled guy.
I was thinking about, because you were talking about Aquaman, I just like, this is obviously a huge spoiler, but the end where Wonder Woman gives him the lasso of truth, I was dying at that moment because I had
And he's
no
just
idea.
confessing?
Yeah, like I was like, oh, he's really opening up because he's scared. Like, this is so cute. And then you see it's the lasso of truth. Sorry, I'm
There's a part where he's
jumping ahead,
like, I think
but-
we're all gonna die personally. He's like talking to Cyborg. He's like, you're not working for the enemy. He's like, Batman, you've got no superpowers. Sorry, but it's true. One of them, he's like, you were just hot. You were just so hot.
He's like, I don't want to die, guys.
He's like, I'm young. I still got things to do. Then he like lifts his ass cheek and he's like, it's the lasso under there. So that was good.
So good.
And like there were good moments. Like I feel like there were certain things that were Whedon moments. I feel like that was a Whedon moment right there. I feel like there were also certain Snyder moments. Like the whole end set piece when they're in the red world fighting all
yeah,
the
like the super colorful,
yeah,
oversaturated.
CGI cutscene from a video game. To me, that felt like a lot of Snyder. Like even Aquaman, like riding or surfing the parademon down. I'm like, that's totally a Zack Snyder shot. And you picked out a Zack Snyder shot.
It was just like an unnecessary moment. Like, this is the only time they did this in the whole movie. Like, it's like the camera, it's whenever Wonder Woman is talking to Cyborg, and the camera, for some reason, just like pans up her ass.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, it opens up on her butt and then like goes into the wide shot.
They knew what they were doing.
I was like,
Was
just
that
seemed,
necessary?
it just seemed unnecessary. And speaking of, like,
And it's funny you say it because in the theaters, like, again, with the second, I'm sure they did it for that reason, but I'm like, Gal Gadot.
And I was just like, oh. Why? It was
Why?
not necessary. I mean, like, yeah, great butt. I can appreciate a nice ass.
Sure.
But, like, just it didn't seem necessary for the scene.
I get where you're coming from. Yeah. You also touched upon when we were talking before the sort of cultural dynamic between Cyborg and the Flash. How he kept trying to fist bump him.
Yes.
And Cyborg's like, "What are you doing?"
I loved it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like race relations. I get it." Like, I loved that they brought that up. Like they just like made it super contemporary.
Yeah.
I love when they do that. Kind of make a comment on.
And I didn't realize until after I got done watching the movie, like it just like struck me on the way home, but the Justice League is a very diverse group of superheroes. You have Gal Gadot, who's an Amazon in the movie, but in real life she's Jewish. She's is Israeli. Ezra Miller, he even says in the movie, The Flash, a good old Jewish boy. You have Cyborg, obviously the black guy on the team. You have Jason Momoa, who's Pacific Islander, and this Aquaman, this version of him is supposed to be Pacific Islander. And that just leaves you with like Batman and Superman. And even Superman was created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. He's basically supposed to be a sort of metaphor for Jewish people coming over back in the 1940s. So if you think about it in those terms, yeah, Justice League
Really
is
diverse
it's
cast.
really bringing the diversity. I'll give him that credit.
I do love that. One thing I'll say that kind of bothers me, where I feel like they're a little bit regressive. Like I don't know why they keep doing this. Okay, so I love Wonder Woman. Like I love that she's like this powerful female superhero, but I just don't understand why they keep making her. I feel like I'm gonna get some hate for this. But
Go
like,
for it.
I feel like
Live your truth.
I feel like they keep making her a damsel in distress. Like in the first movie, she was just super naive, and like it was like she was supposed to have like an Amazonian like have all this knowledge of the world, but like she doesn't even know what like marriage means. Like it's just like things like where she just seems super naive when I don't think they had.
She's supposed to
to make her
be
that naive.
super knowledgeable, but at the same time, like a little childlike.
Yeah. But like and then the second one, it was like. And this movie, so I got it for the first one. I was like, okay, this is introducing her. She's gonna
First trip to the world.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like, okay, for Justice League, she's gonna come in super badass, like in charge, like I just thought like she was gonna be much stronger.
I did think she's gonna be more of a leader on the team.
Yes, and so then but it seemed like the whole movie. Batman was trying to force her to be a leader. Like it took a man to pull it out of her to be this leader. Why couldn't she just come in and be like, she was like, oh, I was in love and I was hurt and I went into hiding for 100 years. Like, okay, but now you're ready to lead the team. Like, why did Batman have to pull it out of you? Why couldn't she just be a leader?
I'm with you. It's almost like the Justice League is mansplaining to Wonder Woman how to be a superhero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Like Wonder Woman knows how to be a superhero. Why can't the writers just make her be a badass? Like she is a badass. Yeah. But why can't she should have just been a leader from the start. Yes.
I'm with you. So all right, I'm glad you brought that up because now just like I told you what I liked about it. I like the dynamic, I like the interactions, and I even like the setup for the future. Like I will say this, I went in with such low expectations for this film. I was expecting to hate this thing. Like Suicide Squad, BVS.
Okay, I didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
I did. I didn't know. Like I went in like super low expectations. The fact that I got the theater and I was like, okay, all right. I would give it a solid okay. It was a fine movie.
I think I enjoyed it more than I really enjoed the plot.
Enjoyed it more than I did.
I think I definitely enjoyed it more than you did. Like some of the technical stuff bothered me.
Like the graphics or special effects?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't like the villain. Steppenwolf was like a throwaway villain. He was totally just. And another problem I had, we were talking about this after the movie last night. All of the DC Universe films have had the same plot so far. Zod in Man of Steel was an all-powerful guy who needed a MacGuffin, the Codex, in order to repopulate Earth with Kryptonians. In Suicide Squad, the Enchantress needed the heart of her brother to increase her power and basically take over the world. In Batman v Superman, Lex Luthor created Doomsday, so they had to beat him into the ground because Lex Luthor wanted to kill Superman and take over the world. And in this, Steppenwolf needs to find 3 boxes so that he can take over the world. I'm like, okay, all right, like all your movies have the same plot, come up with something different. I guess I'm nitpicking here because, again, it wasn't a terrible film, but ultimately...
And it also kind of reminds me of the Avengers with the stones. Like, they had, like, these 3 stones.
The Infinity Stones?
Yeah. So, like, it just...
But except with the Avengers, they collected those stones... Or don't give us crap, DC fans. We're not trying to say one's better than the other. We're just using one to compare to the other. Marvel took their time assembling the stones. Hell, we don't even know where one of the stones still is left. Like, so they wanted to like seed the mystery. In this one, we get all three MacGuffins in the same movie, and they're all collected like in the first half hour.
Also, something I'll say about the villain is like, the villain is supposed to inspire fear, and I'm a huge baby, so like usually I am scared of the villain. Like the Joker always freaks me the hell out.
Heath Ledger is creepy.
Yes. Yeah. But like this villain didn't really inspire fear within me. And then also anytime like you felt like it was gonna get scary, he just would disappear. Like up it like he'd be like, oh, I got my box, I'm out. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like he wasn't that
intimidating.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
And again, going back into spoilers, I had a big problem with the ending because I did like all the characterizations. I like the scenes. The scene on top of Gotham City PD with Jim Gordon. That's a great scene that was like right out of a comic book where Jim turns around and all the superheroes have disappeared.
So good.
That's what superheroes do. You turn your back and then they
but
just
then the Flash is just like, oh. He's like, that's rude. And I loved him as the Flash. Ezra Miller, I will say. I loved Ezra Miller as the Flash. Like, I thought he was super funny and cute and adorable. Like
adorkable, if you will.
Adorkable.
Yeah.
Yes.
He checked all those boxes. But again, like for me, at the end, I didn't like how they pretty much pwned the Justice League as far as the second Superman gets resurrected, like that scene where they're all attacking him at his memorial, he literally kicks all of their asses. So, and like it's always a big thing with nerds is like, well, why does Superman need a team if he can do everything? I feel like the way they demonstrated the Justice League's powers and abilities in this film, it came off as, why does Superman need these other people? Especially at the end, they're all fighting Steppenwolf, he's kicking their ass, or going back and forth, like Wonder Woman and Aquaman are tag teaming Steppenwolf, and they're holding their own. But literally, Superman shows up and he's like, I'm gonna push you over here. All right, this fight's over. I'm gonna save some civilians. I'll be right back.
That's so true. It was like whenever I saw Superman come back, I was like, damn. Yeah. Like he really just like none of them. If it was just him versus Steppenwolf, like it would have been fine.
It would have been over.
There's no need for these other heroes. And the scene where like you see the Flash like with the car and he's like and he like is so proud of himself.
Oh, and he's pushing it.
He pushed the car with the kids. He's like, yeah, I did it. And then you just see Superman like carrying a building and flying.
An entire building full of like hundreds of people.
Like I almost forgot how powerful Superman was until I saw this, and I was like, what?
Like even when he's fighting, I love that scene where he's fighting Wonder Woman and like she headbutts him and like he headbutts her and she headbutts him back and then he headbutts her harder and like she like literally sinks into the ground.
And she has the power of the gods and he's like not even phased
by
anything.
That's the thing. And the other scene, that was my favorite scene of the whole movie where Flash is trying to sneak up on Superman while holding the Justice League all at one time. Yes. And as Flash is running, Superman's eye line keeps going like this and Flash, like you can tell he's like scared shitless because he's like, I think he can see me. He definitely can see me. That was a great sequence.
And everyone in the theater at that point was just cracking
up
because
they lost it.
He looked like he was about to shit his pants. Like he was so scared, and Superman was just like.
I love that scene. So all in all, again, I would say I liked it. I didn't love it, and almost because the only thing that takes it sort of down a peg for me is the expectation. Almost like the Avengers, where this is like the culmination of your biggest, this is your A squad. These are the biggest, coolest characters in your universe teaming up for the first time. I don't think any fan will forget the first time in the Avengers movies where we have that sequence where Hulk's like, that's my secret. I'm always angry. Punches the giant alien bug. And then famously, they'll be showing this clip to the end of time where they do that 360. And we see all the Avengers assemble for the first time and like they form together. Justice League didn't have one of those moments for me. They never had like an epic goosebump. That's awesome.
What about the moment where they were all standing together? I mean, Superman was still like hating them, so I guess. Yeah.
No, that's the thing. Like the team wasn't completed, and that's the other thing. The team wasn't completed because the tagline for the first year of Justice League in promotions was "Unite the Seven." We're missing a member. They didn't get Green Lantern in this.
There was a little bit of him
in the beginning.
Yeah,
that was a nice little Easter egg.
When they were doing the flashback of like the first World War.
Yeah, the original Age of Heroes.
Yes,
where the Amazons, Atlanteans, and humans teamed up to stop Steppenwolf's first invasion.
Yes, and we saw a little flash of Green Lantern.
Yeah, there was the original Green Lantern, who was an alien at the time, gets killed by Steppenwolf, and his ring flies off. So again, like I love the setup. The ring flying off. You can tell Superman finally does his shirt rip in this one.
Yes.
If you're a nerd, You want to see like the Christopher Reeves shirt rip open, fly from the sky. They did that. We see Wonder Woman talking to like police and like, talking to like little kids at the end. So she's embracing her hero-ness. Even Batman is like, I don't know how much more I got in me, but you can tell that he's still in the fight, but might be sort of retiring soon. That might be more to do with Ben Affleck than the character of Batman, but we'll get into that later. All in all, I would say I enjoyed this movie. I think that they're in the right direction. I think if they keep going on this track, hopefully with new people like Joss Whedon, Patty Jenkins, James Wan, and even Brian Michael Bendis, who was a Marvel darling for years, has recently come over and joined the creative team of DC Warner Brothers. Hopefully, with all these nerds working for Warner Brothers now, they can actually start pumping out awesome DC movies.
Yeah, I agree. I really enjoyed it. It exceeded my expectations. I liked the storyline. I loved the characters all coming together. I think they definitely need to work on the CGI.
Sure.
And just some of the elements, like making it more unique, like with not having, like where you said, searching for all three boxes. Like it's always that same kind of.
Always a bad guy needs to find something, and once he finds something, he's going to use that thing to either destroy or take over the earth.
Exactly.
And like, let's get a new storyline. Before we go, the two end tags real quick. The first one is straight out of a fanboy's wet dream, where you have Flash and Superman in the first post-credit scene, and he's like, they're just bantering back. I promise you that's a Whedon scene. I promise you he wrote that once he got hired, because it's so like bantery and witty and back and forth, where he's like, so if I'm faster than you, then you have to tell everybody. And Superman's like, okay, but if I'm faster than you, you have to take everyone to brunch.
So good. And I love those little scenes. It really it gives them humanity.
Absolutely. And then the second end credit scene was, we find out Lex Luthor has broken out of jail.
Yes.
We see a speedboat, Miami Vice style, speeding through the water. It climbs up to a yacht, and getting off this is Deathstroke, as we all know, who is basically the greatest super soldier / assassin in the DC universe. Lex Luthor hired him, played by Joe Manganiello from True Blood, to bust him out of jail. And Lex Luthor's pretty much like, Superman and his friends are starting a league. Shouldn't we have a league of our own? Which teases the Injustice League for future movies.
Yeah, that was pretty badass.
That was cool.
I know because I had no idea like what the end was gonna be.
Me neither.
So we're sitting through the credits like waiting, like okay, we know something good is gonna happen. But I think that was a perfect way to wrap it up and set up for the future.
And I love that in the future, it seems like they're not going to be relying so much on CGI big monsters. Like I would love to see like bad guy humans, like Lex Luthor, Deadshot, maybe Harley Quinn, Joker. If all those guys teamed up in a sequel to take on Justice League, that would be a cool movie. Villains versus heroes.
I agree.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for checking out our review for DC Warner Brothers Justice League. We got anything else?
I think that's it.
That's it. All right. Thanks, Scoobs. Until next time, I've been Andre.
And I'm Alex.
Stay groovy, Scoobies.